Bitcoin just had a major dump from 112,000 US dollars, but I want to tell you why this exactly happened, and more importantly, why this is most likely a very big trap once again in the market. So a lot to discuss on today's update video. I'm gonna be talking exactly about this, the most important news stories that came out in the last 24 hours, which of course the market reacted very aggressively towards right now. I'm gonna talk about the major flows on the spot Bitcoin ETF, the trends we have seen on that so far, and much more important charts and patterns on Bitcoin, altcoins, and much more here. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So the obvious reason why Bitcoin, of course, saw this dump from the top side was due to the news that got broken yesterday by Donald Trump once again. He basically said in a tweet that he is recommending a 50% tariff on the European Union starting June the 1st. And of course, markets didn't really like this news, and straight away Bitcoin and the stock market took a big hit towards the downside. And right now it is once again weekend, so we're creating another CME gap over the course of this weekend, this time sitting around 107,000 US dollars, which is significantly higher than the previous CME gap. However, this news hit the market, and of course obviously it dragged the market down. I do want to talk about another reason why we potentially could have got this dump here, because Bitcoin is right now creating a golden cross here, and actually we created a golden cross on Bitcoin. We always saw a big dump after that happened, and I mean it is once again happening right now. And if I'm going to be looking even further back in history, we saw it also over here. A golden cross happened, Bitcoin moved down here, and basically in the last 4 times it happened, which was over here, we didn't saw a dump here, but then here we did saw a dump, and here right now once again we are seeing a slight little dump. And also vice versa, whenever we're having a death cross, we usually tend to see a dump and then a big pump towards the upside. And now we see a dump and also a big pump towards the upside. So that is very interesting to be seeing once again, that this is once again exactly playing out in the exact same timing it has always done before. So you have to keep this in mind, that this is most likely going to be a trap here. But obviously what Trump is going to be doing with the markets is going to be having the most effect on what Bitcoin and of course the wider stock market is going to be doing here, because the markets, they clearly do not like these tariffs. And if he's going to be continue to put up these high tariffs, we are probably going to be having some problems over there. Then quickly talking about the ETF flows. Yesterday we saw over $400 million once again getting bought by BlackRock. You can see it. They are buying very aggressively for the last, 8 days in a row. They bought on average about $400 million every single day, which is of course quite insane if you ask me. And right now the cumulative flows on the spot Bitcoin ETF are just rising and rising and rising. And it's not only the Bitcoin ETF, but also the Ethereum ETF is buying aggressively. And then once again, BlackRock is one of the largest buyers over there as well. So great news on that. And if we're then looking at the chart from the inflows on the spot Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock, we have seen, like the previous expansion phases in Bitcoin, their inflows are the largest. So once again, we are seeing an expansion phase in the market, and institutional FOMO is returning, and ultimately that is allowing us to go much, much higher for Bitcoin. And that is of course very great news to see here. So once again, right now it looks to be that we're going to get the 3rd best month ever for the spot Bitcoin ETF already. And we still got another 5 or 6 trading days left. We've still got another 5 trading days left in this month here. So maybe this could become the best month ever for the spot Bitcoin ETF here. So very exciting news for that here. Then of course, talking a little bit deeper about Bitcoin, what we're right now seeing, well, we are getting this dump here. We are starting to see the funding rates go negative again here, which is, like I said so many times before, a very bullish signal, because that basically means there's no FOMO in the market isn't overheated, and actually people are more bearish than bullish right now here, which ultimately leads to bigger short squeezes in the market. So very great news on that here. Then also actually Bitcoin is just seeing a retest of the previous high in the market. I have already discussed this scenario, and I said always that this is ultimately going to be the largest opportunity we're going to get, but I don't want you to get fooled right now here, because we are creating a CME gap right now on that 107,000 US dollar level. That is of course a little bit more dangerous, and I want you to be aware on that here, because usually like about 95% of the times Bitcoin tends to fill up its CME gaps before moving higher. So somewhat of a consolidation around this region between 107,000 US dollars is all more than likely to expect here. So I don't want you to get overexcited, but actually if I can open up a new trade on Bitcoin exactly on this low right here, I would definitely be interested in, of course, opening that here. So I'm going to keep you guys up to date on that here, because currently I closed my Bitcoin trade exactly at the top, $111,000. I took my profit, and now I'm going to be looking for a new trade on Bitcoin as well here. The Ethereum trade I opened up only a couple days ago. It's still in profit. It's a grid trading bot here. So for the ones that don't know it, basically what these bots do here, they automatically accumulate once the market goes down and sell whenever the market goes up here. And that way you basically have the least amount of risk of actually opening up these trades. And if you want to be copying my trade, you can literally go to the link description of this video, copy my Ethereum bot here, and of course join me with the trade I am taking right now here. Only in $1,100 in profit right now here, but soon I will be making much more. And of course, if you don't feel like copying this trades, guys, you can set up also your own grid trading bots here. If you go to the highest link description of today's video on Pionex, sign up an account over there. You will get a free $30 towards $100 for absolutely free by only signing up an account right now here. So definitely very valuable. Make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video right now here. So Bitcoin ultimately looking very strong here. And we are seeing that less and less Bitcoin is ultimately also available on exchanges. This cycle is clearly different than the previous ones because less and less Bitcoin is coming to those exchanges. So there's going to be more and more illiquid supply here, which ultimately is going to be leading towards a massive supply squeeze here. So things are looking great on that perspective. Bitcoin also is creating something very similar like 2023, 2024. And ultimately, we're still waiting for that last move towards the upside. Because like I said in many videos before here, I do really think that we are in the final stage of this Bitcoin bull market, but that final stage is where the most amount of gains are realized. So Ethereum also, and still consolidating after having this insane rally towards the upside. I really think that as soon as we're going to be breaking above the top side right here, we're just going to be flying. But yeah, now we're still consolidating exactly in that region. We still broke above the middle range over here. We are distributing the sell orders. Ethereum compared to Bitcoin has bounced ever so slightly. And yeah, what we're waiting for right now is a new catalyst. Maybe something like the Ethereum staking ETF, which is going to come anytime soon here. Also, if we're going to be looking at the cryptocurrency market cap, excluding the top 100, we're seeing a major bullish divergence getting created over there. And of course, like I suggested in my previous videos, altcoin season always happens at the end stage of the cycle. And yeah, where are we right now? At the end stage of the cycle. So 1 + 1 is 2, and that is why I am very excited on altcoins right now here. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to slap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.